Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Mystical Wanderer Tahabas. Hope you all are doing well. Um, so, last time I talked about memory and I am. So, let's continue from that. Now, the topic for today is if everything is I am, then why does life feel like a prison? Why am I always feeling trapped, or why is there so much suffering? You know, now everybody at some point questions. If there is a God, why is there so much pain and tragedy and trauma and injustice? It's the same thing in an, in another form. You're asking the same question technically. uh, the difference is of awareness, right? Now when you focus on uh, I am, you know you start you start getting answers in that moment. If you are connecting, it's a very uh, subtle connection uh, that one needs to receive that clarity. um, so in reality, only you yourself, the true I, exists, which is just a constant flow of energy, light, vibration, whatever you want to call it. It's just pure awareness, and within that consciousness, everything uh, is happening. Now, when we see when we see things that, from this person's point of view, we realize that this is the guy, this is the person who is suffering. You have to detach yourself a little bit. It takes a bit of courage to do that, because somewhere you also feel scared that what if I am uh, going to lose whatever I have? What if I uh, you know just get trapped in something else, because it's something new for you, right? Just like when man discovered fire, they were afraid of it, but when they started going near it, they felt the warmth. They started experimenting with it, and they realized that it's a gift, and there's a purpose of that element. And the same way, knowledge is not supposed to make you afraid. It's supposed to enlighten you. Light. uh, and the concept of forbidden knowledge is not to be taken literally. You see, it's ironic that people have actually suppressed knowledge and made it forbidden so much that people are afraid to question themselves. They are afraid of leaving their comfort zone, which does help them at some level to sustain their lives. But I feel at a spiritual level, they are oblivious of of the reality, and many people can actually come out of their misery uh, if they start turning within. So, um, to each their own, I guess. Now the question is, if there is I amness, why do I feel trapped? Why is there so much suffering? Now, again, who is the one who is suffering? Who is the observer? Who is the observer? Don't question what your age is. You could be 5, you could be 15, 25, 55, 100, whatever your age, that doesn't matter. Just be in this moment and realize that you are not the body or the mind. You are awareness, which is becoming aware of its oneness, its wholeness, the larger self. The small, tiny self is becoming aware of the larger self. The drop is becoming aware that it is the ocean. It is just in an illusion that it is separate, so it feels exhausted. So, the idea or the sensation of being imprisoned is an illusion, but it's not like we are imposing everything. It is technically a part of the higher plan that the creation, especially human souls, are supposed to go through suffering in order to evolve. There's a reason why we are born in this world. We take the form of these bodies. We uh, we go through various stages, through different traumas and trials and tribulations all our lives. uh, we die, we were born again, we die and born we are born again. And that whole process, whether we remember anything or not, it is it is adding up to our experience. There is no judgment, as in the judgment in in God's uh, mind is completely neutral. It's not personal, it's impersonal. There is wisdom behind it. You see, when we read the scriptures, we are often you know we are coming across such strong imagery of heaven and hell, and we get this state of terror and violence, and we don't go deeper into it, because somewhere we are not seeing the actuality. There is a emotional part of us that can be superstitious. Now the point is that if you are going to meditate on the idea of who you truly are, your life will automatically begin to make sense and get better. Because everything is happening simultaneously. It's all happening live. It's a live stream. That's like this. What you're watching, your this the entire movie that is being played of the entire creation. It's all happening live. It's like there is a script, yet things are being improvised. And we don't have all the answers, but when we are becoming aware of our true nature, it starts influencing our decisions. For example, if you uh, realize that you are a king, you know, and you have infinite wealth and power, that will influence your decisions, right? I mean, now the interesting thing is it depends on your character, how you're going to act upon it. No, there's no doubt about that. I mean, but the thing that is common is that you will not be the same when you realize that when you imagine you're walking on the road, assuming that you have nothing, you're begging on the streets, uh, and suddenly somebody tells you that you have $1 billion in your account. You will obviously go to the bank and get the money and change your life, right? You will not be like taking it lightly or ignore it. I mean, of course, it will be a bit shocking in the beginning, but when you are convinced, that is when you will take action. You know, but if you are going to keep on walking, even though you have been told, then it will only be your loss, and probably you will realize that at some other stage about your true identity. You understand? um, the point is that I am is the one with the authority and everything. It's not about being proud, that, oh, I am this or that. uh, just like there's a story of Moses, where he is letting when he's entering the cave, he's letting go of his identity, and he meets his true self, which is God. But what happens is he realizes uh, he has the knowledge, because he has gone through that phase where he lets go of his ego, and he has realized, attained knowledge. There is no there's no there's no pride there. So his true self is guiding him. Now when he faces his shadow, which is Pharaoh, or Pharaoh, Pharaoh is uh, Pharaoh believes that he is God from an intellectual point of view. uh, he has a very superficial knowledge. He hasn't realized it. So it's coming from a place of ego. It says ego saying that I am God, and I am responsible for this or that, and he wants people to worship him. So that is why he because he hasn't realized it, he suffers from his arrogance, whatever actions he's committing. Um, so it's very interesting, how a person's life is influenced, and when you when you take a back seat and realize, I'm not this person who is always complaining and whining and suffering. There is just light in this moment, and I am actually in bliss. I can be at peace if I want to. I have. It's like a remote control you have. You switch it on, you change the channel. You know, it's a frequency, but we are so involved in this identity, in the character. We are so attached to ourself that it's hard to let go of this person, this world, all these ideas, these concepts that imprison us. You know, and one can live their life in a normal way uh, if they are becoming aware of their true nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that you will become clueless and you will start wandering. uh, it again depends on your character, how you will do that. But like I said, there is this synchronicity happening in this moment, because now is all that exists. There is no past, present, or future. It's this fluidity going on, and you are experiencing that without being conscious of it. Obviously, 99.9% of the people in the world don't even know what's going on in reality. It's like you are watching somebody on television and you identify with that character, and you forget that you are sitting on the sofa watching yourself. You understand? So you're so involved in that movie or a television show, whatever, that you are seeing yourself as this person, and you start having empathy. You're experiencing uh, to that person's emotions. But the moment you come back and you realize, okay, I'm watching this live, and I'm the one who is beyond this personality. So that is the moment where you can set yourself free, or at least get a taste or a glimpse of that. You know, uh, so what happens is, because we are so focused in our lives on the false, on fiction, constantly we are stimulating ourselves, you know, information, pleasure, all these things. We we are blocked. We we cannot perceive or sense that what is actually happening. You know, and and when we are in pain because of this separation, we look for something to block our pain, and that further adds layers on our being, making us more and more miserable, and we feel trapped. Like, on superficially you are saying to yourself, oh, I am safe. You are locking yourself in another prison, but you are actually imprisoned. You know, your soul, the part of you that is conscious of reality, that is feeling suffocated and claustrophobic. But the ego is saying, I am safe, I am comfortable, uh, I I am going to survive, because it's like a split inside of you. The split is the ego personality, the false, and then this pure awareness that is linked with your higher self. So imagine this, that this mask, the facade, has to go away, but but it's like people, and you just think that, oh my god, because we are used to feeding, right? Which we are not. This, obviously, this kind of conversation is not going to resonate with 99% of the people, I feel. And that's not the point. This is something that only somebody who is contemplating on reality, somebody who wants to uh, get out of this imprisonment or feels this sense of burden, right? Only they can relate to it. The real challenge is to keep on going with the flow, practicing that. You know, this whole thing is beyond the rituals and the whole dogmatic belief. You know, you are you are becoming conscious of your true self, and it must be celebrated. And yeah, I mean, it's something that cannot even be described. You cannot do justice to it, no matter how poetic you try to be. It's something so incredibly divine that one just wants to be there. You know, just you just want to be there. Imagine the happiest moment of your life, the most peaceful you have ever felt, even if that was for 5 minutes. You know, it felt like eternity. Those 5 minutes will always be with you, no matter how old you get. Just like when we were children, time used to, it felt like it was forever. Although, it didn't really last that long. In 18 years, we become adults, but because we were carefree, the more you go backwards, returning to the home, you are uh, you are moving closer and closer to your true nature, right? Which is bliss, which is anand, peace, enlightenment, nirvana, jannah, heaven, God consciousness, nothingness, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's it's beyond the self, and that is the whole point. So of course you can't say that, oh, this is just happening. No, it's not random. This universe has existed uh, because of a premeditated decision of God or the creator or your higher self. Everything has been designed with uh, with like careful consideration, just like imagine Taj Mahal was created uh, with such tiny minute details. And or any, if you see any historical monument, the architecture and the people, who the artists behind that, the craftsmen, whoever had thought of it, that person was creating art, which means he was not simply creating some building. He was creating art which is communication of truth. He is communicating some knowledge, an idea, story, through his creation. And most people will just see it as something extraordinary or beautiful, but very few people will actually question what it actually means. And very few people, like 1%, will actually understand that, right? So the same goes for this world. This world is that monument created by a creator, God, and we are supposed to not just look at it as something just beautiful, but understand the clues that have been embedded in it, so that we return to our true nature. You get my point? It's very subtle. It's very subtle. So keep in mind uh, the example of the television and the sofa. This is the reality. This is just the illusion. And you are this eternal and self sufficient entity, pure awareness, whatever. It is aware of the entire cosmos. It's not dependent on it. It is free, infinite, and also manifesting as everything. And this is just a tiny part of the the whole being. So what's happening is this person is going to return and become one by realizing now this person's life is going on. Once you become conscious uh, of your true self, you don't care about what will be, like the fate of this character. It's like if you uh, if you are not attached to anything, you don't, let's say somebody doesn't believe in the afterlife, they will not care if somebody throws their body out somewhere in the dumpster, or what, or burns it or cremates it or whatever. They will not worry about that, because it's just an example of somebody who is not uh, concerned about uh, the the afterlife, or what will happen after that, because for them it doesn't matter. Of course, it's still in their mind. They are not actually conscious of what's going to happen. It's just a belief that gives them that comfort. But somebody can be religious, but they can be so attached to uh, like about themselves, that uh, what will happen, how many people will come at my funeral, you know how many people will remember me, how will they bury me, and how what will my grave look like, where will which graveyard will I be buried in, or all that nonsense, you know and it's that only happens when you are um, not conscious of your true existence. Obviously, even, I mean, if the person dies, and if they have not, if that soul has not truly realized it, they intellectually accepted that, they are not this person, let's say, it, they will have to obviously experience the pain, because somewhere uh, it's like saying that this food that I'm eating is not real, but your brain doesn't know that, your body doesn't know that, it will demand food, it's hungry, and you feel thirsty, you need oxygen, although none of that is real, but because your soul is still attached to this person, it wants, you need oxygen, you need water, you need air, whatever, light, and all those things. Somehow, although you are not even alive, but somewhere there is this craving, right? This so um, Now this is the reason why our misery increases, because we are so concerned about things that don't concern us. We are always uh, it's natural, obviously. I mean, if you are living a practical life, it's easy to uh, to say that, oh, everything is an illusion, da 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 da, whatever. But that's why I'm saying that this is more of an intellectual stimulation. This video will not make you enlightened, spoiler alert. It's something that will point you in a particular direction. If it inspires you, you will try to contemplate, think about it, reflect on it. Just like, there's a lecture you attend or you watch on the internet, and it inspires you, and then when you switch it off, you think about it, and you learn something. It adds to your knowledge, right? You're not the same person then. So just think about that. Okay, it's like it's an amnesia. It's sort of like you have forgotten who you are. It's like you are in a movie and you're playing this character, and you're so deep into it that even after cut, you're not aware that, you know uh, I'm not this person. You are so involved that you're not returning. It's like switch on, switch off. uh, so it's quite interesting when you think about it, that there have been so many mystics who have been ridiculed, condemned, uh, made fun of, you know, because they became conscious of the truth. They realized their true self and said, "I am the truth." Like Mansoor al-Hallaj, and So many, there's so many others around the world. They were true artists, poets, musicians who express themselves. And what's happening is that this guy is it's like, I was watching this film earlier, and it's called Boyhood. And this girl, she says that they say that one should seize the moment, but it's the moment that seizes us. So it's quite profound when you think about it, that our true self is what seizes us. It's like a ghost that possesses you, and you suddenly snap out of this person, and you wake up, because at the end of the day, this is a dream, and it feels so real that we we just don't know how to get out of it. But the more we try to resist, it will trap us even more. The point is to become conscious of what the reality is. You see, if you are in this moment, you just relax. You are still. You are still. You're forgetting everything else, and just you're relaxed, 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 and focusing on your true self, the I am. Automatically, you feel this illusion, or I am this body idea dissolving, right? And you are moving into this state of relaxation. So this is what we are supposed to do, no matter what responsibilities you have, what kind of life you're living. Everybody is a different character in the story, right? But just like we go to sleep, it helps us heal, right? It helps us restore our health, uh, recover. But that's happening at a physical or a mental level. But spiritually, this individual uh, that you are uh, is supposed to be aware of its natural state. And the more you are um, you know diving deep into it, the more you remain conscious of it, the more one will be happy, at peace, and feel the abundance, the love. Just like, I mean, the people who who pray a lot, they they have a higher vibration compared to people who don't pray, or who don't meditate, or don't have a spiritual uh, life. Because prayer is basically, the more you pray and your spiritual energy rises, you automatically move in that state uh, of God consciousness, or reality, where our soul comes from, right? The same thing happens when one meditates, and we cannot. uh, experience the benefit if we are doing it just to feel good or escape. We have to actually have the intention of uh, becoming one with it. It has to come from the heart. There has to be love for the truth. And I think that that happens gradually. It's like you begin yoga. First you're doing that mechanically, and then after some time, when you get in that flow, some magic happens, and then you're having these amazing experiences. You didn't realize could happen. The same way when you are meditating, uh, there comes a time when your higher self, it possesses you, overwhelms you with that love, and you are this amazing. You start feeling this uh, power, and you feel like you are not this, and you are much greater than this. And a part of you does not want to care anymore, because you have complete surrender and faith the in the creator, in your higher self, inner self, I am whatever. And that is the element that one needs. You see, we we cannot be happy truly if we keep on seeking the happiness through pleasure. That's what is imprisoning us. For example, we are constantly stimulating ourselves through cell phones. uh, we are watching stuff that is so irrelevant. Constantly we are getting a hit. It's a reward for the brain, right? Dopamine, 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 dopamine. But what's happening is, at the end of the day, you feel this crash, just like a child. When they are given something sweet or sugary, they are full of energy, but eventually they are going to crash because it's all empty. It's just giving a hit to the brain. They get addicted to it. They want that junk, but it's actually going to mess them up in the future. And they will be making videos on YouTube on enlightenment. So what's uh, what's going on in your higher self uh, psyche, or this the whole, this grand, the mind, you know uh, is that it is completely still. It is always, it's like a waking sleep. It's constantly, it's like it's detached. At the same time, there is there is compassion. you know this person is the one who is a fool. This person is the one who actually, it's like, imagine yourself dreaming. you know Imagine yourself that you are dreaming, and in your dream, you are playing so many characters. All those characters are you. Now you are seeing your you're experiencing as one of the characters, right? And you forget that, oh, I am this guy, I'm that guy, I am everything that exists on the outside. I am the person who is asleep, who's the dreamer, right? So you, until you actually wake up, you are going to you are going to believe that this person or this reality is real. I mean, of course, there's a purpose. It's not simply a dream, but uh, you, as a seeker, will get this sense of purpose that, oh my God, I am, I am, I am. That's enough. I am is enough. I am. I am. Just focusing on that realization, because there is, it's like that is the only thing that exists. And obviously, because we are so uh, consumed, and we are carrying so many different impressions and beliefs, they are becoming barriers, you know. Like like I said, I mean, there's this dynamic between the creator and creation, right? So you, there has to be a bridge. When you realize who you are moving to closer to that, and you are no longer identifying with, or thinking about what's going on in the world, and you just want peace. I mean, that's the reason why uh, seekers feel suffocated in the body. They feel like they have been thrown in this world, and they just feel different, because I think uh, our soul, this, I'm talking about the seekers especially, we, because we have been born a million times, our soul, somewhere, it starts questioning automatically, why am I here? Like a child, what's my purpose, who am I, you know where was I before I came here? These questions, they pop up in our head, and that's what, uh, it starts helping us, get out of that uh, facade, whatever we have been fed, and we start going through this process of awakening, and the world seems like this really terrible place, uh, because once you realize that it's not real, uh, and you don't know how to escape that. I'm the one. I mean, I am also experiencing that. I mean, I thought I was enlightened and all that, but it's not so simple. We can only hope that one day we wake up, right, and we will, it will happen. Uh, but it's a very uh, it's a very subtle thing to understand that you have to be, because um, because if you start go around, you know, telling people, "I am the truth, I am the truth," they are going to kill you. And you have to, uh, if you are if you are naked just like everybody else, you start wearing clothes. You don't have to show them your nudity. You dress like everybody else. The more you keep yourself humble or camouflaged, you don't come in the spotlight. And that's how you are, going to uh, keep yourself hidden. I mean, you have to carry that secret with yourself. And if you truly know, the truth, the more you become conscious, the more there will be silence within you. That is what peace is: absence of self. The chatterbox in the head is due to ignorance, plain and simple. The thought leads to action, talking, 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 eating rubbish, moving around, mindlessly consuming, adding more karma, false relationships, reacting, 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 attracting bullshit. It's all. So you have to just get out of that. You have to understand that enough is enough. Uh, and it can be frustrating, because uh, especially if you don't have that uh, motivation, or if you're not organized already, it can be really, really frustrating and confusing, because you are not being pulled automatically. You're not ready for that. You feel that, oh, I have to go to work, I have to pay the bills now, I have to do this and that. And it can be really, it's just like a child is being forced to grow up. uh, but again, like I said, don't worry about the fate of this individual. Remember that, just like they say, God is watching you, your higher self is with you all the time. You just have to understand that the more you take, like, you get, it's natural, right? When you are sleeping, you are not aware of this world, you cease to exist. The moment you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you have water, you have your breakfast, you go outside for a walk or something. You do something instinctively. You don't even think about it, because it's a part of your programming, isn't it? So that character comes into play. But every now and then, in between, you have to take a break, and just go back. Just like when you're driving a car, you have your legs, foot on the accelerator, right? And you press the brakes, you leave the accelerator, you pull over. So you are, it's like going back. You are resting. You let the you know car recharge in a way. The same way, we have to constantly remind ourselves of who we are, because we easily forget. We can get carried away, right? Especially because we are bombarded with such nonsense and so much toxic stuff, not just in our environment, but also what we eat and what we are reading and watching and stuff like that. So it's really important to con- you know to just get yourself out of that. and experience uh, who you are, what the reality is. And that's the beauty of it. That is your sanctuary, your church, your mosque, your mandir, whatever. It's beyond this man-made stuff. It's beyond these superficial ideas. It's not limited. It's it's free from these beliefs, and that is where uh, God resides, or your true self exists, where you actually are all the time, but your attention is somewhere else. Like they say, energy flows where attention goes. So your attention must be in that direction. Religion is teaching us the same thing, but we don't see the deeper aspect of it. And and I think that uh, um, I guess we all have to realize it according to our own journey. It's plain and simple. You cannot force someone. Just like you cannot force an atheist to believe in God, or you cannot make a believer not believe in God, whatever, right? It's that is their own understanding. They will discover the truth according to their own journey. The more you try to control the external, the more there will be violence, and there will be friction and conflict. So we just have to have control over our own ego, and that's when you start learning about life slowly and gradually. It's quite beautiful if you start practicing that. Simply uh, thinking about is not it's not enough, because that's the whole point, right? I mean, how much we have learned will be manifested, you know in our quality of thoughts, in our behavior, right? Otherwise it just becomes entertainment. And so so yeah, you have to stay neutral, stay positive, understand that you are playing this character. It can feel really it's like paranoid or confusing at times, but uh, you have to see it like you are an actor, and you are playing a role. And every like you have to, it's like you have to tell yourself cut, and get out of that. And understand that things are evolving uh, according to some mystical plan. Yes, we are making certain choices, and things are happening, but with in between uh, we have to remind ourselves of that. And we don't have to be concerned about that if I will be enlightened or not. you know uh, that can really become a problem, because uh, you will get attached to the results. Just like when one prays, you know to God, uh, if they start expecting results, that, oh God, can I be rich? Please make me the richest man in the world. Please make me healthy. Please get rid of this mental illness that I have, or anything you ask for. You cannot expect it to, be given to you instantly or ever. You don't. You can only hope for the best, right? But if you start expecting those things to happen, especially, I mean, uh, if you are not doing anything about it, that's when it gets really frustrating. So yeah, it has been an hour, and it was quite an interesting session, wasn't it? So I hope you all enjoyed this session on I am, and yeah, I every time I speak about it, I learn something that obviously one becomes aware of their own oblivion, and there is something beautiful in it, isn't it? When you see that uh, life is so beautiful, and you don't acknowledge it, but it acknowledges you. No, if you can hate everybody, every person on earth, but your inner self, the truth, the universe loves you unconditionally. We cannot understand it because it's not meant to be understood. It's supposed to be felt, and yeah, just be excited for being here and now, being a part of this journey, and realizing that yourself is here and now, and you can have complete trust and surrender and faith regardless of what you're going through in life. Just understand that being in that awareness will help you feel better. You know, every at every stage in your life, it's like putting on a band-aid on a wound or injury. It soothes you, and you don't have to worry about whether uh, it's just like saying that I hope I don't die in 10 years. You don't have control over that. No matter how healthy you are, you don't know what's going to happen in the next second. You can only assume something, right? But nobody knows about the future, and that is the whole point, that just enjoy the journey, just enjoy the ride, and you you will see it as uh, as a joke. You will start laughing about it. Like I mean, I was thinking earlier that comedy and tragedy are two sides of the same coin. Light and darkness, life and death, they coexist. Now it depends on how you see it. Just like one needs to have glasses half full attitude. So, anyways, I hope you liked my gibberish. If you didn't, it's okay. Uh, and yeah, let's continue this conversation soon. I'm gonna sign out now. Take care. Bye bye.